Happy Sunday morning, everyone. Meteorologist Andrew Wilson here with your weekly weather update. What we love to do is to get everyone ready for the week ahead of them. Let's say you have some big plans going on, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day it may be. We want to make sure that you're ready for it, and this is our way of giving you that extended weather update so you know what to expect for your week ahead. Of course, for today, it's quiet out there. I'm sure a lot of people have already been out trying to enjoy some of these nice conditions that we have. It is still a little bit cool outside. Let's take a look at some of these temperatures. Right now towards Midtown, we have 64 degrees. It is 67 out at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. First of all, a look at Midtown. We looked out actually towards Mercedes-Benz Stadium, towards the downtown area, and it is looking beautiful today. We do have a little bit of passing cloud cover here and there. You can see that as we look out from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Partly cloudy sky overhead, now becoming more mostly sunny. We had a little bit of cloud cover this morning. Unfortunately, those clouds didn't produce any rainfall because we need the rain. And with the fact that they weren't producing rainfall, you see no delays out there at the airport. Everything moving smoothly as far as the weather is concerned. Now, we want everything to continue to move smoothly out at Mercedes-Benz too, because the Falcons are taking on the Vikings today at Mercedes-Benz. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Temperatures are going to be in the 60s there around 11 a.m., around right now rather. And then as we head throughout this afternoon, we're going to see those temperatures rebound into the lower 70s. You see 72 there by 3 p.m., 70 degrees by 1 p.m. even at kickoff. It should be absolutely beautiful out there. By the way, going back to it being 11 o'clock right now, of course, we do these updates every single Sunday at 11 a.m. and every Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. The goal is, again, to keep you updated for the week and then also for the weekend whenever we're talking about that Wednesday forecast. Looking at the forecast for today, first of all, we have temperatures again out there in the 60s. As we head throughout the afternoon, they rise into the 70s. It is going to be great weather to get out there and check out some of the fall color. We are past peak as far as the fall colors are concerned for parts of western North Carolina. That's going to be those really high elevations out there, getting closer on up towards Bryson City. You're getting close towards Clingman's Dome there for the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. I know that's right on the Tennessee-North Carolina border, kind of just off screen there, kind of up towards that direction. And then you see down towards Tallulah Gorge, stretching over towards Brasstown Bald, all the way up through some of the higher mountains in North Georgia. We are at peak at the moment, and that includes for areas even a little bit further south there, closer on towards Helen and Dahlonega. Now, when you head further down towards the south, you do see that we have some near peak conditions stretching way down to the south, even all the way down through Noonan, and stretching into western portions of Georgia here. Meanwhile, the Atlanta area is considered to be having moderate leaf changing. As we head throughout this next week, we're going to probably see that peak line stretch way down south and maybe even include Atlanta. We're pretty close to peak now in the Atlanta area. Taking a look at satellite and radar, we did have that brief period of cloud cover passing through, looking off towards our north and east. Charlotte got lucky. They got a little bit of shower activity up their way, but again, we ended up missing out on some of that rainfall, unfortunately. The 11 Alive app shows that we stay dry for today. Don't forget to download this. You can check out the forecast whenever you're on the go. Explore the radar map whenever we do have rain on it. 67 degrees right now in Atlanta. Temperatures rising into the lower 70s this afternoon. Again, plenty of sunshine expected. You can send in your weather wow moments and also watch the newscast live. If you're away from your TV, this is a great way for you to continue to receive updates. I always say it's perfect whenever we have severe weather. There's none expected this week, but whenever we do have strong storms or anything, and let's say you lose power, but you still have cell phone signal, you'll be able to watch the newscast live on your phone still to get some of that important information. So download the 11 Alive app there. Also download our 11 Alive Plus app on your Roku and Fire TV devices. We love to do extra kind of information and extra news out there on our 11 Alive Plus app. You get weather updates like the one you're seeing right now, that extra information, and then also some of those stories you may be more interested in. Let's say there was an incident that happened in your neighborhood, or there's a big event going on that you're planning to go to. Sometimes we take extra information on these stories that we can only have so much time to tell you about on TV, and we put that on the 11 Alive Plus app. We also do something called a real-time review where we talk about movies that are out there right now that you can go see, and great things to go check out. So again, download that 11 Alive app and the 11 Alive Plus app to your mobile device and to your Roku and Fire TV streaming device. Looking at Sunday, it is an 11 on the Wizometer. Of course, we talked about all the sunshine we're expecting this afternoon. Temperatures around to just above average. It is going to be a beautiful day out there. Yesterday was an 11, and guess what? On Monday, we're going to have an 11 on the Wizometer again. Temperatures, though, last week, we weren't dealing with 11s on the Wizometer. It was cold. We're talking about back towards the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. We had lows down into the 30s. Look at that, 34 degrees over there, closer on to the early part of November. And that was the coldest temperature that we have had since about the March-April time frame. But it is not one of the coldest temperatures we've had so far this year. Remember, back earlier on in the year, back in January, February, March, we had temperatures dropping down below freezing, around the freezing point. You see that January 14th and 28th, we hit 32, and then all those other dates you see, we were even lower than the freezing point. 28 degrees on March 20th. That was actually the last time Atlanta was below freezing. Now, we didn't drop below freezing the last few days, at least in Atlanta. There were communities around the Atlanta area that did drop below freezing, but at the airport where the recording station is for the historical recording for Atlanta, that has not dropped below freezing since March 20th, where we hit 28 degrees, which is also the coldest temperature we've had so far this year. Are we going to get cold again this week? Well, the answer is late in the week we'll have some cooler conditions, but at least for the next 48 hours, it's just going to be warm and nice. Look at this, 70s for the afternoon today, lots of sunshine. Overnight tonight, temperatures will retreat back down into the 40s, and it is going to be kind of cool when you wake up on Monday. The kids are going to need at least a light to moderate jacket out at the bus stop. But for the afternoon, it's going to be that time of year where the kids end up leaving their jackets at school. They end up in the lost and found. Any parents out there, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The jackets get left at school because it's warmer in the afternoon and they don't need it when they go out to the playground, and then you're wondering where it is the next day. Well, 70s for the afternoon tomorrow, and then we'll cool again for Tuesday morning. Temperatures back down to the 40s and 50s, rising back into the 70s again for the afternoon on Tuesday. So we're going to continue a nice warming trend even all the way through Wednesday and Thursday. The catch is we're not going to have any rainfall at least through Thursday. So all the rain that's occurring in the United States right now, really off towards the northwestern portions of the U.S., stretching all the way over to the Great Lakes in Minnesota. They have some shower activity out there. And down towards the southern tier of the United States, just not a lot of activity. And there hasn't been a lot of activity, at least in North Georgia, over the last 2 months. And with that being said, we are now more than 7 inches behind our normal year-to-date for rainfall for the year. So yeah, our normal year to date, we're 7 inches behind. It's likely going to get even worse here as we head throughout the next week, but there is going to be a chance for rain. There are actually going to be 2 chances for rain in the forecast, and you're going to see that in just a moment. But first of all, let's look at the drought again. Extreme drought is back in North Georgia for the first time since back in November of 2019. It has been growing further and further into the region over the last 2 weeks, and it's likely going to extend even further into our region with the next drought monitor update, which is going to be Thursday morning. Drought monitor updates the map every single Thursday morning. You can see that they've had some pretty serious drought situations over towards Mississippi, Louisiana, eastern Texas. That's where they have exceptional drought. That is the highest tier drought that you can have. I would expect that's going to stretch further to the east throughout this next week. And we may even see some exceptional drought show up here for southern portions of Tennessee, northern Alabama, and maybe even northwest Georgia. It's not a guarantee, but it's going to be possible. Thankfully, though, there is going to be some rainfall that's going to be in the forecast as we head into Friday and Saturday, just beyond that Thursday time frame, where we could get about a half of an inch of rain or less. So not enough to really push back any drought situation, but hey, at least it's a little bit of rain in the forecast, right? Maybe about a quarter of an inch or less down towards Atlanta, but that higher total, that higher chance of a higher total is going to be up towards far north Georgia, where we're going to have half of an inch of rain or less, where you saw some of those dark blue colors showing up. So when does it arrive and what is it going to look like? Well, Forecast Track shows that pan out. We get all the way to Thursday of this next week, and you see that the shower activity is going to kind of set up just off towards our west as our frontal boundary starts to move closer to our region. We're going to get a lot of cloud cover by the latter part of the day on Thursday. Partly cloudy to mostly cloudy for Thursday, but no rain there. On Friday, a little bit of shower activity activity starting to move through our region as the frontal boundary starts to push through. And then it's going to kind of slow down a little bit on Saturday. You see by 1:30 p.m. a little bit of shower activity, and then everything really pushes through by the time we head throughout the day on Sunday. I think we will have more rain chances on Sunday before we get drier conditions back in here for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. So not this week, but the next week. So I'm giving you kind of an extended look at the forecast here for what we can expect really over the next week and a half. Looking at the rain by month for Atlanta, again, I talked about how it was a really dry past couple of months. You see how far below average we were there for September. Then again for October, November, we haven't had a single drop of rain yet. We are now, as of Sunday, at 15 days without measurable rainfall in Atlanta. We could use it. And then we still have a little bit more of the year to go. But again, we are still behind. We need more rainfall out there. Here's your two shots for rain. Friday and Saturday, both coming in at a 30% chance for rainfall. You see that there for Friday, an 8 on the wasometer, a 7 on the wasometer for Saturday, because temperatures are going to be falling a little bit more below average there. And you have that 30% chance for rain. But before we even get there, you see those pairs of 11s for Sunday and Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, conditions looking pretty good. Partly cloudy to mostly cloudy, really, by the way, for Thursday. That cloud cover is going to increase throughout the day. But what about beyond the 7-day forecast? Let's look at day 8 through day 14. It's looking like above average temperatures again. So while we will be a little bit below average there for Saturday, from day 8 through day 14, as a whole, it's looking like we're going to have temperatures kind of more above average again, which would be in the 70s for this time of year, lower to mid 70s. And then for those who are really wanting the rainfall, like me, my front yard could really use it. It's looking like we'll have above average rain chances as we head throughout the middle to end portion of November. That's great news. We could use some of that rainfall out there. Taking a look at the tropics, no activity out there now. No activity expected over the next 7 days. That's what you like to see. We are moving towards the end of hurricane season, which ends on November 30th. If we do get another name system, the next name on the list would be Vince. Of course, the climatological peak is right around September 10th, and then the season ends November 30th. It started way back June 1st. So we had a lot of activity there right around the climatological peak, where we should have more activity on average. And things have calmed down as they should as we've made our way throughout the month of November so far. Peach State outlook, everything moving smoothly out there all across the state of Georgia over the next 3 days. No rain expected, just a nice warming trend. Notice some spots here in North Georgia by Wednesday are going to be back into the 80s. We're going to miss out on those 80s, though, here in Atlanta. And then taking a look at your weekend getaways for next weekend, giving you a good look at next weekend now. Some shower activity again for much of the southeast on Friday. And then you see some of those weekend getaway locations going to really cool off, like Gatlinburg in the 50s on Sunday. And then heading into Monday, some rain chances going to return for Charleston, Savannah, maybe even out towards the Lake Lanier area. But hey, at least it is going to be nicer out towards portions like Destin. If you're heading down there towards the Emerald Coast, just a little more cloud cover, and it is going to be fairly cool for weather down at the beach. For tomorrow, it's an 11 on the wasometer, so here's a look at your Georgia State Park forecast. If you're going to go do some hikes, it will be beautiful weather for that. Lots of sunshine. Get out there, snap some photos, send them to us, and we'll even share them on air for our Weather Wow moments. So here's a final look at your 7-day forecast. I hope everybody has a wonderful week ahead. I'm meteorologist Andrew Wilson. We love to do these updates again every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. and then every Wednesday afternoon at 2:30. We'll have your next update this Wednesday afternoon at 2:30. Have a wonderful week ahead of you, and we'll keep you updated on everything right here at 11 Alive.